If you know enough about a particular time period and place, a gravestone is like a portal to a whole nother dimension. At the very least, a very different time. Born in 1871, died in 1961. That means that this person saw World War I and II and the Korean War, as well as the Great Depression, and all kinds of other strife that was around those time periods. We live in a much easier time now. The greatest of these is charity. So this person cared greatly about charity, or they want to project that onto us. But if we think about charity and we think about the time period this person lived, it's almost like we're connecting to the gravestone itself, and thus the person who passed. This person wasn't very old when they died, and luckily we even have a photo of the person. It's easier to connect to a person who has passed and connect to the grander graveyard through that person when there's a picture. But sometimes a name and a date is all that is required. From the age of the very first airplanes all the way into the internet. This person saw a century of a lot of history. Though, there's a lot of history always happening in every century. But we're very familiar with the last century that just passed, so it's easier to connect to the graveyard through this person than perhaps in previous centuries. Reminder that no matter how long we've lived, if you're watching this, odds are you're not an infant. This person died as an infant. How much life were we granted compared to this person? How much more were we allowed to experience? However limited our experience might be, we had more than this person had. We have to keep that in mind. Trees and graveyards are remarkable energy points. If you hold on to a tree in a graveyard and breathe slowly and kind of increase your awareness and put it more into the tree than in your own body, slowly moving your awareness out, you can connect to the grander graveyard. The tree soaks up the latent peaceful energy, but also the human nature of this place. Just reading the names and thinking about those time periods, it allows us to connect to the graveyard itself through those who reside in it, or the bits that remain that are going back into the earth. The soul moves on, but the life force we borrow from the earth must go back to the earth. This is what happens at the end of our time. But the reason why it's important to connect to the dead and graveyards is because it gives us a greater anchor in our lives. Life and death are two sides of the same coin, and we appreciate our lives, but also contemplate them more deeply when we connect to the dead and to graveyards.